What we're talking about here is total and absolute freedom. To have that mastery of mind, you've got to just chuck the baggage. You've heard that? Oh, she's got so much baggage, so much emotional baggage. And that's what it really is. It's like carrying around a 500-pound duffel bag, weighting yourself down, pressing yourself down, all from thoughts, feelings, memories that were foisted upon you or that you by default absorbed as your own. In fact, starting from a place of complete freedom and abandon, to be able to have the power in your mind to just detach, to totally detach, gives you so much power. It gives you such a clean slate. And then you can discover your own filters. Discover your own filters. These own filters are the keys, the mastery keys, the 4 mastery keys to mastering your own mind. Awareness, adaptability, starting from a clean slate. We'll call that abandon. Awareness, adaptability, abandon, and then discovering your own filters. Now, this is crucial here. When you, here's you. It kind of looks like you, doesn't it? All right, here's an object. Follow me on this. Now, this could be any communication here, okay? A thing that you see, an event, a circumstance, a situation, a person. But here you have your filters. So when you see this through a filter, okay, here's the filter. Then, here's your thoughts up here, okay? You'll be seeing it very differently. It'd be like this. Okay? This is how it is. You've got 4 rectangles. If you hear me going, my lower back is out from jiu-jitsu last night. It was intense, I love it, but today I'm hurting. But I'm hanging in there to give you the information. That's what's important, okay? But if you see me cinching, that's what's going on. Now, I got 4 quadrants here. Looks like over here, the only one he got right was this one. Because of the filters right here. Okay? Filters of experience and emotion, bias and prejudice, and beliefs. We could just call it baggage. To see something in its newness is almost impossible to find someone who can do that, who can see something as it is, without the filtering of emotional belief. So when you discover your own filters, then you become the mind master. Remember the 4 steps. Awareness, adaptability, flexibility, abandon. What abandon does, when you have a clean slate, watch this. We just cleaned the slate, didn't we? So what happens over here? All of a sudden, when you discover your own filters, you have volitional and deliberate control. Now, see? Got all 4 right, didn't we? And this goes with anything. If you're looking at negotiating any business deal or any contract, if you're looking at establishing a relationship, if you're looking at increasing your business, if you're looking at mastering your body, if you're looking at acquiring a new skill, any area of life that you want to master, you must see it as it is. And the only way you will see it as it is to remove your filters, to have a clean slate. This is a crucial and vital step. Now, what we've given you here, essentially, remember we talked earlier about blockages? Blockages, filters, same kind of thing. We're giving you the filter breaker, the blockage breaker, okay? Because right here, here it is. And remember we talked yesterday about the different things that impose upon your worldview, whether it's government, family, society, religion, culture. All of these things have poured into this and filled up the filters. vying for control to affect how you perceive and receive the information. This right here is the information. Okay? The powers that be have a vested interest in making sure that this is varied to their volitional and deliberate outcome. Do you see that? Okay, emotions, prejudice, beliefs. Now that you understand filters, you can install your own. Wouldn't it be better to install your own filters? Because then you could say, I want to see this in Makoto with purity of purpose. I want to see it with Mushin, empty mind. I want to see this with Zanshin. I want vigilant awareness, so I see it exactly for what it is. I see you exactly for what you are, exactly what you're trying to do. So don't smile at me and shake my hand and offer niceties, because I see you and my Zanshin is unbroken. And you want to have Satori. Enlightenment. Imagine if these were your filters. Now are these martial concepts coming together? Are you beginning to understand it? It's all here in this illustration. This right here is life mastery. This is what makes you the Samurai King, because with this, when you receive this information, right, when this and this are the same, then you're seeing it as it is, then your feelings, thoughts, and actions and manifestations are aligned and congruent. You become the Samurai King. Right here, by deliberately installing your own filters. See, there's a power. There's a power in filters. And if you put your own in, you're going to make sure, is my cup empty? Am I in Mushin? Am I aware? Am I in Zanshin? Am I enlightened? Am I in Satori? And Satori can't be brought by thinking, oh, I've got it, I'm enlightened. It's brought on subconsciously. But studying this information the way you are is going to instill that. So when you guard your filters, when you're vigilant for weakness in your filters, and when you, let's leave that up there for now. When you are vigilant for a weakness in your opponent's filters, just think about how vital of a strategic tool that is. Do you see the power I've given you here? All through these DVDs, you're getting the tools, the building blocks to create any life you want and to overcome anything you want. Any objection, any barricade that's in your way, any fortress can be overcome with this. If you see it, if you understand it, if you apply it. And all you're getting, get understanding of what I'm telling you. Now, with this, okay, never forget this picture of the eye, the object, the filter, and then of course, your perception of the object in your thought mind. That alone was worth thousands of dollars if you truly understand that. That alone can change everything. The concepts I've laid out here with the filters, it's so vital. Just applying that alone, that's like you ever play a video game and you run out of bullets, but you get one, super bomb and it goes, and it just clears the screen? You know what I'm talking about? You play a little video game, and you run out of bullets every so often, your little spaceship, but you have one button you can push, you only get a few of those, and it just wipes the whole field clean of all your enemies. That's what this is. Just wiping the slate clear. It's exactly what this can do for you. Now, mastering others. Generally, people have two life approaches. We're talking about mastering others here. And even as I flow from venue to venue, I'm writing it down so you can follow it. One is Jiriki. These are the approaches to life. And there are two. One is Jiriki. And that is one's own power. Remember just a little while ago I was talking about reference. What do you think about this? What is your frame of reference, right? And this is not that. This is independence. Okay? Jiriki, people who approach the Jiriki way tend to be independent thinkers. They tend not to need to rely on the opinions of others or what's popular socially. Does that make sense? Okay, then we have Tariki. And that, of course, is others' power. Okay? Dependent. Jiriki tend to be known as yang, and yin. Remember the yin-yang symbol? There's a lot to yin-yang. More than just a cool looking Eastern symbol or a Tai Chi symbol. And here's why. Because in it, like the grain of sand in which you can see the whole universe, in the yin-yang symbol, you can see everything. Yang, strength. Yin, gentleness, softness, pliability. Why is there a little bit of one in the other? Because you can't be too rigid. Okay? Even the strong man has a compassionate side. Okay? And even the feminine woman has a tigress in her. See? One and the other, and it's circular, so it's constantly evolving. However, in this situation, for life approach, you're usually just one or the other. Most people, and this is good for you, this is a benefit to you, it gives you the advantage. Most people are Tariki people. They are dependent on others' power, on what other people think, on the opinions of others. And it's weak. The Jiriki is strong. Right? So those are the two life approaches, and you can almost always find out what type of person you're talking to. And it doesn't necessarily have to do with if they're male or female, or if they're buff, or if they're weak. That's not it. This is a mind approach. People's characteristic. It's an attribute they have in their way of thinking. They're either dependent or independent thinkers. And knowing that is very important. If they're your opponent, or if they're your target, if they're your friend or enemy, you want to know that so you can help them or hurt them. The ability to understand what type of person you're dealing with is crucial. As I've said. Now here we have the hard and the soft, the yin and the yang. Hard, punch to the face. Soft, a joint lock, a wrist lock. You need to use both sometimes. Sometimes you need to bend, sometimes you need to snap back and smash. Sun Tzu said the 5 fatal flaws are arrogance, fear, anger. Now he called this one worry about losing face. I'm going to call it being prideful or image conscious. Jiriki people very much worried about how they look, what other people think. Now see, you just need a little of that, warrior, just a little bit of that. For tactical reasons, that's why you just have a little bit of that. Just a little. And for tactical reasons, not because you want approval. Not because your emotions get a little buzz out of people telling you look good or that you're smart. And then being overly sympathetic. And you'll find that Tariki tend to have these a lot. Fear. Why? Because they're dependent on others, aren't they? They're not self-reliant. So they have a lot of fear. They have a lot of pride, image conscious, overly sympathetic. Very Tariki, very yin. Okay? As were the Jiriki, arrogance. So bold they get cocky. Anger. They get pissed off pretty easily, don't they? Now all of these, both types fall prey to. But I'm talking about, generally speaking, pride and over-sympathy and fear are more Tariki, more of the dependent type of weaknesses or flaws. Okay, Sun Tzu calls them fatal flaws. Fatal flaws means it can kill you, okay? Being too cocky, being arrogant. That's a real problem, isn't it? To know the difference between confidence and strength and arrogance or pride, okay? Fear. Anything that you fear is a god to you. Think about that. Anything that you fear, you assign power over you. Now, anger. Anger. Quick to anger, quick to wrath, the emotional impulse of a school child. Okay? Pride and image consciousness, and then being overly sympathetic. Those are the fatal flaws. Guard for them, watch them, be vigilant, and see whether or not you are acting in any of these, okay? And what's the very seed, the very spark that starts this? If you're doing any one of these things, operating in any one of these things, what's its very beginning? First moment? Feelings.